While many of us feel sorry for ourselves these days, stuck inside, our activities restricted, for one La Crosse area woman, every day is a day to celebrate. It was late 2018 when Lee Ritcher faced a life-threatening medical crisis. But as News 19's Lindsey tells you, she didn't have to face it alone.
Yes, Lee Ritcher shared her personal story with me and tells me it was her faith, family, and friends who helped her fight through one of the darkest times in her life.
Life was very much changed, 180 degrees.
Yeah. Some of the hardest days I've lived as a guy.
It was definitely just a very surreal thing to experience.
Last year, Lee Ritcher, a woman who says she never had any problematic health issues, was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease.
Disease of the kidneys, where her body was attacking her own kidney, leading to damage and kidney failure.
The Dr. Iyer said, you know, Troy, we need to take Lee to Mayo. And I said, okay, I'll come in, pick her up. He said, no, we're taking her by ambulance. We're taking her now. You need to go pack up stuff and meet us in Rochester. I grew up in Rochester and my dad worked at Mayo, and I know that they don't send people over to Rochester unless it's something really serious. And that's when I think it really hit me that this was really serious.
Doctors at Mayo Clinic in Rochester informed Lee her kidneys were permanently damaged and she needed a transplant.
You know, most people that go on dialysis have years and years to prepare for it, or months and months to prepare for it, because their kidneys are gradually getting worse and worse. My kidney stopped immediately.
Lee's Caring Bridge site timelined her journey. It also described the process of a kidney transplant, hoping she might find a donor.
But of course, I didn't expect, you know, anyone to do that, even my family.
Lee's sister offered, but there was a better match.
I just didn't know who it was.
Last year, around Christmas, Lee received a phone call that would change her life.
I think her exact words were, "I have a present for you."
A friend of the family, Kari Treadway, was a match.
I have a brother who donated. I have a cousin who needed a liver. I have other extended family members that needed a heart and a stem cell. And so donation wasn't foreign to me. And when she posted that, I didn't think twice.
To get the call the day after Christmas that this gift was going to happen. Best Christmas gift ever.
The Ritcher family couldn't believe it.
This is real, and this means that I am just one step closer to getting my life back.
Lee and Kari's pre-op beds were right next to each other.
We were able to see each other one last time, give each other a hug, and then off we went.
The transplant surgery was a success.
It's Jared's journey. I was just a moment in time to be someone there to help her.
The Ritcher family calls Kari a godsend.
She means life. She means everything to me. I have a piece of her in me now.
Kari's an angel.
Dr. Wilker says in Wisconsin, 2,000 people are waiting for a life-changing phone call like Lee received.
The importance of becoming a donor cannot be overemphasized.
There were some rough days, I won't deny it, after surgery, but knowing the pain is temporary and that it's going to go away, I would just say to anyone, just remember that you're helping somebody, and without you, they may not have their life.
Lee says her faith, her family, and Kari helped her survive and get through this journey.
I just found that there was lessons to learn in this whole process. And I am grateful for those lessons that I learned. Sometimes the hardest things you learn in life are the things that are the hardest to get through, but that's kind of the point.
According to Dr. Caroline Wilker, she says there are over 100,000 people in the United States waiting on the organ donor list.
And if you would like to, you are not, and you would like to become a donor or learn more about organ donation, you can find this story on our website, WXOW.com.